friends, welcome to the Write with Melissa YouTube channel. My name is Melissa and I coach diverse creatives to be authentic storytellers. I practice holistic mentoring, I teach intuitive writing, and I love promoting productivity and self-care for creatives. So today we are doing another Tarot Tuesday. This is a timeless pick a card, which basically means that anytime you stumble upon this video in your feed, or you go searching for something, or you're feeling a little uncertain and you just want to know what's in store for the future, you can come to this video and choose a pile and get a message from the universe. You can connect and get lessons from the tarot cards, right? And so that's what I love about these, is that they're everlasting. It's not specific to a day, a week, a month, or a year. This focus, though, is on what's going to happen, what's in store for the next 6 months creatively for you. And that could be creatively around a new project and what you'll be working on, but it could also be decisions that you make in your life that allow you to be more creative or that are going to restrict your creativity. So we're going to dig into that in the video in a few. As always, make sure that you like this video if you enjoy it, because that helps me know you want more timeless pick-a-cards. And do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on awesome content. All right, let's get started. So we have 3 piles today, and I want you to look at the piles and choose the pile that is speaking the most to you. And that could be the number. So since I have the 3 piles, it could be that number 2 is speaking to you. It could be the imagery that you're seeing, or it could be the message on the card itself. And I'm going to give you a moment to get a close-up view of the messages so that you can read them, listen to them, and decide which one is calling you. So here's the first one. When I am in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Group 2, my vibes speak louder than my words. Group 2, my vibes speak louder than my words. And group 3, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. So feel free to pause this if you need a little bit more time to ruminate. Otherwise, we're going to jump in to the actual readings. Hi, Group 1. If you chose this beautiful quote and card, this is your reading. I'm going to pull this up. First, I want to start with the quote itself. This is from the Universe Has Your Back deck. And it's when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. And so for me, when I see that you are drawn to this pile, it tells me that you're really looking for peace and balance and calmness over the next 6 months, regardless of when you're stumbling across this video. Like, this is something you're yearning for. This is something you're craving. So we're going to dig into that a little bit. We're going to try and uncover how you can come into alignment a little bit more with your creative practice. And how you can make sure that you feel rooted. I'm feeling a lot about your root chakra, but like feeling rooted and grounded. So let's see what the cards have to say. So the first few cards, I'm going to turn these around. We're not really going to do reversals today. So you've got the Emperor, Strength, and the Hermit. So right away, I'm getting a sense of, again, with the Hermit energy, isolation, the desire to get space alone, time alone to create, right? So you're either yearning for that, you're going to get the opportunity to do that in the next 6 months. And I would say, take advantage of that. That may feel like a negative thing. You know, so many people feel like, oh, being alone is lonely and it's scary and I don't want to have to deal with my thoughts or my emotions. But delving into that can make you a stronger, you know, braver, more courageous, more authentic artist and creative. So I encourage you to take that time to find that isolation here. You've got strength, and that tells me that, you know, maybe what's at need is for you to be bold, for you to face your fears, right? If something's blocking you, face it in the next 6 months. Find that Leo energy and that Leo strength. You've also got the Emperor. So there's two things coming up here for me with the Emperor. One, the Emperor and strength are both Leo energy to me. The Emperor really speaks to leadership, right? It speaks to how we perceive ourselves and interact with the world. It speaks to authority. It speaks to structures and routine. And then you have that strength and the boldness and the brashness of this card here and the fearlessness, right? There's something about an emperor and a leader, somebody who's ruling that feels like they have to display this fearlessness. And so I get the sense that you're going to have to claim what you want, right? Don't expect someone to hand it to you. Your success is not going to be handed to you. It's going to be fought. It's going to be won. You need to declare to the universe, to the world, what it is that you want. And in order to get clarity on what you want, you need to step away, right? You need to take that pause and get isolated, cut out the noise and the distractions so that you can hear your own clear voice and you can come back from that ready to take charge. A couple other cards that came up here. So yeah, we have the Hierophant. I'm just getting that sense that you want to ascend. The Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, lots of Pentacle energy here. And the Six of Wands. Wow. Okay, so you've got a handful of Pentacles cards, handful of so two different Pentacles cards. Let's start there. So Pentacles represent our material possessions, the physical possessions that we have. So that can be money, it can be food, it can be abundance, but it can be the products, the tangible products that we create, whether it's our painting or our music or our stories or our books, right? And so I'm getting the sense that there's going to be some fruitfulness there, especially with that emperor energy, that boss energy. But also in the next 6 months, you're going to start a new project. This Ace of Pentacles is telling me that there is a new seed of an idea that's going to come to you in the next 6 months, and you're going to want to maybe even resist digging into that project, right? You're going to think, I have too many other things on my plate. I don't want to jump around. I have to finish X, Y, and Z. Or maybe you have a contract or a commitment that you have to make. But this idea is important, right? So pay attention to the ideas, to the dreams, to the symbols, to the messages that come your way that inspire you, and don't let them go. Capture them, write them down, journal about them, and give yourself a little bit of time each week to just play with those ideas so that they don't grow old or stale. Because I do feel like the idea that you generate in the next 6 months is going to be powerful and it's going to lead to something. So plant those seeds, don't let them fly by you. The Six of Pentacles also to me speaks about give and take. So creatively, I just see this energy of you have something to give to the world, and that may be your creative project, your idea, your story, your painting, your music. It's going to impact other people. It may also be that somebody's willing and able to help you out. So you may be intimidated. You may be afraid right here, that strength coming through. You may be afraid of pursuing this new project or this new idea, but this Six of Pentacles tells me that there's someone in your life who can also be a mentor, right? Who can also share knowledge and resources. And, if it's equipment you need or money you need, like a finance person to help you get the project off the ground, if it's crowdsourcing, like you have a network of supporters just waiting and ready. The universe is ready to help you fund that project and get it kicked off the ground. So you have to have strength, right? You have to have clarity of vision with that emperor energy in order to leverage these resources, but they're there. And you won't tap into them until you ask for them, until you seek them. And then you've got the Six of Wands, which to me, the Six of Wands is always about triumph, success, victory. So what you do in the next 6 months, it's going to be successful. It's not going to be a waste of time. So if you're fretting over this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I'm not a good writer, dancer, musician, artist, creative. I could never sell my work to a gallery. I could never stand on stage at an open mic and sing. I could never produce an album. I could never write a book or sell a screenplay. This tells me you have the innate talent. You can do it. You can do it. And success is waiting for you, but you have to be brave enough to put yourself out there. This Hierophant, yeah, this is how you rise. This is how you ascend, right? You stay grounded, but know that this Hierophant energy, which really to me speaks about how do we move beyond just our baser knowledge and instincts to really self actualize. And that's pursuing your passions. That's how you get that, right? So take advantage of the seed, this opportunity. Use the time that you have alone if it's required, right? If somebody says you can't leave, or if you take that, you make that time and space for yourself, use that. Take advantage of that opportunity to play with these new ideas and to start a new project, because you will be successful and that is going to bring you inner peace and happiness and more stability. Let's look at some of the growth opportunities here, or the challenges. I look at these as like shadow work and growth opportunities that might try to sabotage you, or slow you down in the next 6 months. And yeah, look at this. You might not be able to see this, but this is the Judgment card. So hopefully we can get a good shot there. That's the Judgment card. And again, major arcana energy. This is powerful energy. This is self-sabotaging. I feel really strongly that this is your internal critic that can be holding you back, right? This is that negative self-talk. This is I can't possibly do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right resources. I don't have time. It's that judgment over the project. When you start to look at it, when you see the finished project or you see a first draft and you think, well, this sucks, right? That's the judgment, and that's going to hold you back. So you need to figure out how to silence that critic, and not listen to the internal voice, because let me tell you, your internal voice, sometimes it's wrong, right? Sometimes it's telling you things to try and keep you in a safe space. It doesn't want you to branch out. This strength is really hard to come by because it goes against our sort of natural instincts. Our body wants to preserve ourselves. Our mind wants to go into self-preservation mode and really keep us from getting exposed to danger. And our mind sees risk and chance as danger, as threats. Like, we don't want to get made fun of. We don't want to lose respect. We care about how we are seen in public. We don't want to lose money or opportunities or our jobs. And so our mind does all of these things to keep us from pursuing our passions, because we don't want to take risks. And judgment is a part of that. It's a part of the story that your mind tells you to keep you from taking risks. And you may have a fear of external judgment here. You may have a fear of what other people are going to think or say about your project. Maybe it's controversial. Maybe it's political and you've never stood up and did anything political in this kind of format. Maybe you've always been seen as the logical, analytical person and people don't see you as a creative. You're going to have to, again, dig deep, face that fear, and know that people will come to accept you for who you are. You're always going to have critics, so you have to let some of that go. But think about the power of the story. Think about the power of the creative artistry you are going to create. That's not the greatest line there, but think about the power of that creative project and the impact that it can have on so many other people's lives. Let that be your compass. Yeah, and you've got the Knight of Swords, which I think, again, the Knight of Swords, to me speaks of impulsivity and fretting and feeling like you're going to make the wrong choice and leading too hard with emotions and not stepping back and getting the bigger picture clarity or using your resources, right? You think you know everything and you're so absolute and confident in your knowledge that you're not aware of the fact that you don't actually know everything. So don't let that be your Achilles heel. Pay attention to that. And if you find yourself just sort of hunkering down and saying, no, this is absolutely the way it must be and this is absolute truth, check that, because my guess is that this is your shadow self coming out to try and sabotage you, and in a defense mechanism, in an attempt to keep you safe, where you're comfortable, where things are predictable. But that's not how you rise. That's not how you ascend. All right, let's look at the last two cards. These are messages here. from our Moon Oracle deck. So we have be bold and make the first move. Wow, be bold and make the first move, and nothing is yet set in stone. So this is so interesting, right? This is what we're talking about. Be bold, be confident. Like, have faith in yourself. You are your best salesman, right? And if you don't have faith in yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't have faith in yourself, why should someone pay money for your artistry? Why should they support you? Why should they give you a job? Why should they book you as a client? Why should they ask you to come into their home and create a mural or artwork, right? You need to have confidence in yourself, and you need to be confident enough to make that first move and know that nothing is yet set in stone. So you may think you're stuck. You may think, I can't get out of this job. I can't get out of this other project or contract, or I can't change. I can't do a career change. I can't possibly learn how to paint. I'm 50 years old. Whatever it is, like, you may think that things are set in stone and this is just the way it may be. But over the next 6 months, if you open yourself up, you're going to find that nothing is set in stone, and you can turn that that project around. You can do something new. You can try something new, or learn something new, or pursue a passion that you always thought was just a hobby. You may be able to make money at this passion. So this is a really positive reading for you, Group 1. I just feel this energy around newness. And when we go back to this initial quote here, when I'm in alignment with love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So, right, like, if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling anxious and you really want peace, the energy that I'm getting here creatively is that those creative projects are what bring you peace, and following your passion is what brings you peace, and having confidence in your work is what will bring you peace. So there you go. Learn to love what the universe is offering you. I hope this was helpful. If so, hit me up in the comments below and let me know how. As always, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future content. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Hi, Group 2. I'm so excited for this reading. The last Group 1's reading was really great, so I can't wait to dig into the cards and see what's in store for you over the next 6 months creatively. Now, I want to start doing a little something different by looking at this card that you chose here. So the card that says, "My vibes speak louder than my words." And so something drew you to this card. It may have just been the imagery or the picture, the colors, but I want to say, like, if you chose this pile, my instinct is that you are going to be really channeling your energy, right? You're going to really need to be in check and in tune with your energy right now. I'm getting a sense that this is a really positive pile. I haven't looked at the cards yet, so I don't know, but I get the sense that this is a group that is, like, action oriented, ready to take charge, that is really going to need to break through and, think about your mindset and what might be holding you back. Think about that because your vibration, your energy, your frequency, you're going to attract a lot of really great things in the next 6 months. So that's what I'm sensing. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. We'll start here with these first tarot deck cards. We're not going to worry about reverses right now. Okay, yeah. Look at this. So this is really interesting. Hopefully all these are showing up here. But this is really interesting. You've got the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups. So 2 5s, right? 5s often speak to loss or heartache. They're not necessarily completely negative cards, but they're cards that people always kind of shy away from because they do mean some kind of grief or turmoil or challenge that you're taking place. And the same with twos. This 2 of Swords speaks to being stuck, being at a crossroads or a stalemate. So I get this sense that your energy right now, the vibe that you're at right now, that this is not where you want to be, right? That this is not where you want to be. Look at the 5 of Pentacles in particular. In this deck, the 5 of Pentacles has these 2 women who are outside in the snow, bundled up, probably very cold. And it looks like they're outside of a church because you've got this sort of stained glass window. with the pentacles. So they're lacking resources. They're trudging through something that's cold and heavy and dark and unpleasant, and they don't really want it. They don't look happy about it, right? And that's the energy that I feel with you guys, group 2, is that wherever you're at, you're not happy, you're not satisfied with it. You're feeling like an outsider. You're feeling like you're being forgotten. And this 5 of Cups energy, you're focusing on what you've lost. You're focusing on what you're missing out on what's going on inside this space that you can't get to, right? And so when I think about this vibes and your vibes speaking louder than your words, you may say that you want to change careers. You may say that you want to start a new project. You may say you want to pursue your passion, or, start a business, but your energy is not there yet, right? You're not fully on board, and you're at a crossroads, but you haven't taken the full leap. Let's see what else we've got here. Well, 5 of Swords, another 5. So you've got 3 5s. This 5 of Swords speaks to, again, like a sense of like selfishness and sometimes competition, but this idea that like there can only be one winner, that I always think of selfishness and greed with this card, right? That you're feeling like somebody's being greedy, so that somebody's taking up all the resources and you're not getting any. And I do think this has to do with how you feel like you're being perceived in a certain situation in the next 6 months. Maybe it's something that's happening right now. Maybe it's something that will come up, but there is a situation or circumstance where you feel like you're being left out in the cold. You feel like you're being taken advantage of, and that you're not able to get through to the person, whoever it is. And yeah, you're feeling a little bit of resentment, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of selfishness, like they're taking over all the resources. They always get all the opportunities. There's jealousy there. So yeah, this vibration in your energy here, it's not positive. I'm feeling like it's not positive, and this feels like a distraction. Let's see what else comes up. The moon. Yeah, the moon. So speaking to illusions, you're not seeing things clearly in this situation. And so you definitely need more light, more time, more perspective. When the day comes, when the sun rises, you're going to see this clearly. You're going to figure out who this person is. You're going to be able to shift your perspective and your outlook, and that's going to have an impact on your opportunities in the coming months. The 2 of Pentacles, something about balance here. I think about this as balance between work and play, but balance between the material objects, making sure you're not overindulging in anything, that you're not overworking, that you're caring for your physical needs, and that you're managing your money. There's just some sense here that like pay attention to those details in the next 6 months, especially when it comes to creative projects. You guys got an extra card in this, and you got the Explorer. Yeah, the Explorer of Pentacles. So definitely something finance related or material related. And the Explorer is a card. This is similar to the Knights in other decks, but the Explorer is the card where you're really sort of trying to understand and trying to learn and trying to gather a ton of information. You're not a complete novice at this. So whatever creative projects or endeavors you're pursuing, you're not new at this. This isn't your first time at the rodeo. You know the rules, you know the game, you understand how to complete a project and how to do it well. So this isn't your first time, but you're not a pro, right? You're not a seasoned expert. And this Explorer of Pentacles card tells me that like you should take the time to really deepen your knowledge and understanding about the creative projects that you're working on or that you want to work on. Think about long term, beyond the 6 months. Where do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? What is really your goal? Like, what is the ultimate thing that you would love to be doing? And then how can you find the resources and the mentors and the opportunities to grow and develop your skills so you can prepare for that? And when you start focusing on this, when you start focusing on learning and preparing and growing, that's going to shift your vibration. Let's look at more shadow work stuff here for you, group 2. Yeah, shadow work. Look here. The sun came up. Oh yeah, see, we've got the 5 of Swords again. And the three. Okay. Three of Wands. So Three of Wands speaks to action, movement, taking charge. We've got the Sun card, which, that's what I was telling you. In the light of day and the sun, if you get out of the moon energy where things can be misperceived and into the sun, this is gonna help you get clarity over the situation. I will say though, like, watch your ego. Watch your ego. And this goes back to this Five of Cups card here, where you're like focusing on spilled milk. You're focusing on the things that you've lost. You're focusing on the wrongs that people have done to you, whether they've taken advantage of you, whether they've stolen some of your work or plagiarized or copied your work, whether you didn't get the credit that you deserved on a project, whatever it is, you're fixated on that. And your ego and your focus and your attention on me, and what did I not get? I'm the center of the universe, may also end up keeping you from moving on. And remember, we attract what we put out, right? So your vibe speaks louder than your words. If you're telling the universe you want something, but your energy is somewhere else, your energy is focused on all the things that you've lost and all the people that have wronged you, and you're not able to see beyond your own inner needs, you're going to struggle, right? You're going to struggle. And yeah, here's that Five of Swords energy again. So you two Five of Swords, you've got 5 or 4 fives in this pile, which is crazy. So there's definitely a sense of like feeling stuck in your ways and needing to break free and not feeling like you are obsessing over the things that you haven't got. Stop looking at life that way. Stop looking at the things that you don't have. Start focusing on the opportunities here. And this is what I see here with this Three of Wands action. When you think about the Three of Wands, I think about teamwork and collaboration too, and like starting out on a new adventure, right? And so taking a new journey, like delving into the unknown, right? This is telling me that it's time for you to do something different, right? If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you get the same results. And that's where I think about like your energy. The reason we're seeing these fives over and over and over again is because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're expecting something different. This right here, this tells me it's time to do something different. Do something different. I love this because you have one sort of eagle that's dipped it down into the water where all the others are sort of above. And it's like this bird is like, I'm getting these fishes. I don't care what is happening. I'm going down there and I'll get them. And so it's like, be the leader, take charge, step out, trust in yourself. Don't let pride keep you from moving forward into the path that you're supposed to be on. All right, some final thoughts here. Yeah. Oh, wow. I love this when it's so aligned like this. Look, adjustments are required. Adjustments are required. It's time to adjust your perspective. It's time to shift. What you're doing isn't working. The way your outlook and your mindset, it's not working right now. And so take a deeper look, pause and reflect on the energy and the vibe that you're creating and see how you can't turn that around. Your energy is gaining momentum. So over the course of the next 6 months, if you pay attention to that energy is going to build and you're going to see a natural momentum, and that's going to bring more and more good things into your life. So yes, make that change, take that leap, work on your mind, work on how you see things, work on being more positive instead of negative, work on looking at the opportunity instead of pointing the finger and looking at guilt or thinking about like, don't get caught up in jealousy, don't get caught up in gossip. Focus on the life that you want to live and how you can move forward without getting caught in sort of the petty, he said, she said, I've been wronged. Yeah, that's your reading. I hope this was helpful and provided some insights. As always, you can leave some comments down in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer any other questions or see and read how this reading felt to you. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future readings. Yeah, that's it. Have a wonderful day, group 2. Bye. Hi, group 3. Welcome. Last but not least, I'm so excited to dig into this reading. I hope it is as powerful as the other groups. We're talking today about what's in store for you in the next 6 months creatively, specifically thinking about your creative life, the creative projects that you're working on. This is applicable no matter what discipline you practice, whether it's writing or singing and music or painting or photography. Any of those specialties can apply. So what I wanted to do first is talk a little bit about this card, the card that you chose. And so you might have been drawn to the art of this card and the imagery of this card, or you might have been drawn to the quote or the statement, which is, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the very first time with the eyes of love, right? And so if you chose this pile, I'm going to say that like there's some healing work that is happening right now in your life, or that is going to happen, that you feel like you need to go through this process of healing and of forgiveness and of letting go and of starting fresh, giving people new opportunities, right? I get this sense, and we'll see as we look through the cards, but I am really, I trust my instinct, and I'm going to tell you that there's a reason why you were drawn to this card. And I think it's because deep down you have this yearning to forgive, to start fresh, to wipe the slate clean. So let's see what the cards have to say about that in terms of your creative life and your creative practice. All right, so we've got Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Six of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So yeah, right away I would say, okay, there is definitely some positive energy here. Now the Four of Cups typically means like you're apathetic, right? You're kind of just like blah and in a funk, and you're not feeling super excited or super depressed. You're not connected. You don't care. It doesn't have any kind of emotional resonance or significance to you. And she's really just kind of like blah, like, meh, whatever. I'm over it. And actually her shirt says over it. And that's really the energy of this card, which is making me feel like this is where you are right now. Like there's something going on creatively, someone in your life and in your creative life, and you're just kind of like, I'm over it, right? I'm over the squabble. I'm over the pettiness. I'm over the fight that we might have been having, or the disagreement, or I'm over the drama. Like you're just ready to move on. Maybe you've been holding a grudge with somebody, another writing partner, a bandmate or a classmate or something like that. And you've just been holding on to that, and it's time to let that go. Yeah, I'm getting that energy of this is where you are right now. And then you've got this Ace of Pentacles, which tells me there's new ideas. You're being inspired. New projects are coming to you in the next 6 months. So it could be this idea for a new album, or a new song, or a new movie that you want to make or write. Right? There's new projects on the horizon. Could be a new YouTube channel. Doesn't have to be grand, right? It could be, I want to start a new YouTube channel, or I want to learn how to draw. But you're going to get these ideas. And what I want to tell you is to listen to them, to write them down, to pay attention to them. Don't dismiss them as, I don't have time, I could never do that, I don't have the training, that's too complicated. Don't wipe them away, because we're talking about clean slates, right? We're talking about clean slates here. So, and letting go of the past. And this could be about the past that you've set for yourself, the story that you tell yourself about what you can and can't accomplish. Like just because you fell down on stage in 5th grade at the play doesn't mean that you're not an actor, right? It doesn't mean that you can't be creative or you can't sing a solo, right? So let go of those past mistakes and embrace the new projects that come up. You have the Six of Cups here, which talks about give and take. And I love this illustration in particular, because we also see old and young, like future generations, right? So how do we mentor and nurture each other? You're reminiscing, you're thinking about what was it like to be a child, which again makes me think about, for some of you, maybe not all of you, but for some of you, this battle, this apathy that you're feeling, the stuckness that you're feeling is because you're clinging to mistakes you've made in the past. You're clinging to failures, you're clinging to projects that didn't work out the way that you expected them to, and now you're like, well, I can never do that again. Right? I could never write a book because I've started 3 books and I never finished them. I could never complete NaNoWriMo because I've never successfully been able to write that fast. I could never, again, sing a solo or have a YouTube channel because I started one and I only had 3 followers. Like, let that go, right? Let those past shadows go away and give yourself the benefit of starting fresh and starting new. Let's see what else is coming up. So you've got the Ten of Swords, the Magician, and one other card here. The Eight of Wands. So this is actually really positive. You know, the Ten of Swords is that energy of just feeling defeated, feeling like you've won, but you've got a ton of battle scars. You've got a ton of wounds. You're just being penetrated and pierced by all of these swords. Everything's coming at you, and you're still standing. You're still standing, and you're going to continue to stand. But it's this sort of like, I've weathered the storm, and I've made some sacrifices, but I can continue going. And what I think about this is, like, with some projects, like, you've taken some slack, like, but you know what? Like, just because you're not 16 doesn't mean you can't pursue your dreams. And I'm just getting this energy for some of you that you're feeling like it's too late. You're feeling like you can't take action, or you can't pursue something you're passionate about. You can't follow through with whatever this new idea is, because you're too old to learn these new things, or you don't have the resources, or you have all these other competing priorities. But what I see here is the Magician. And the Magician is all about manifesting things. So if you know what you need, if you can take the time to do the research and explore and not set any expectations on yourself about what the next 6 months hold and what this project is going to look like, don't define what the project is. Just do it. Just learn about it, right? You don't have to take a whole course or enroll in college to, pursue a career in music, or to find a love for singing. Sign up for a singing lesson. That's it, right? If you always wanted to play the piano, play the piano. Or maybe the first step is just you trying to figure out how you can get access to a piano, buying a keyboard, saving up to buy a keyboard. But the Magician is someone who knows how to make something out of nothing. They know how to manifest and create the physical things that they want in their life. And so this is really, I see a lot of artists in this space, because we're always creating things. We're always taking something and nothing and turning it into something. And there's definitely that energy over the next 6 months of you taking that chance, working on this idea that you have and turning it into a project. And I would say with the Eight of Wands, there's some swiftness there that needs to happen. Don't delay. Don't delay. Don't put it off anymore. This is the perfect time for you to do that. We're heading into fall right now. This is the perfect time for you to take advantage of this opportunity and move with some momentum, move with some speed. I'm going to look at the shadow cards here. So these are really meant to be things that might be holding you back, things that might be causing self-sabotage, things that are growth areas for you over the next 6 months. And these are actually so positive. So you've got the Ace of Wands. Again, Ace of Wands. So 2 aces, which speak to new beginnings. But the Ace of Wands also speaks to, again, manifesting power and creativity in particular. And this card I love because it's got the quill, right? The pen and the quill and the feather. So it's like thinking about scribing. What are you writing, right? It's also got something that kind of looks like a musical score. It's not, but I think it's like creating, putting those ideas and those thoughts down on paper. It doesn't have to be the final project. Write the first draft, right? Just put the words down on paper and don't worry about what it looks like. And so for me, I see for some of you, taking that first step, that is going to be the obstacle. That's going to be where you start sabotaging yourself. That is where you start doubting yourself, right? So when that happens, remember that there's an opportunity for you to learn and overcome that fear. There's an opportunity for you to do something different. There's an opportunity for you to trust in the universe and see yourself for the first time with the eyes of love and compassion. You know, look at those beginning projects, those first projects, look at those first words with love and compassion instead of criticism and judgment and critique. The other thing I see is this card here, which is the Page of Pentacles. And this card I love because there's so much inventiveness in this card. The energy of this card is like willfulness to do whatever it takes to explore all different kinds of opportunities, to be creative, right? There's so much creative energy in this reading right now, which is fantastic. But I love this card in particular because you see her swinging, she's reaching, she's using the things around her to get to what she needs. She's not just standing here on the ground looking up and saying, oh boy, I wish I could reach those coins, right? She's jumped up, she's grabbing on, she's holding on to what she wants. She's using the things around her to get what she wants and what she needs. So you may run into some roadblocks, you may feel some resistance, you may struggle at times, but know that that's part of the process, right? And instead of getting bogged down by it, embrace it, work with it. Think outside of the box. What can you use in your life to help you overcome that roadblock or that barrier on that creative project so that you can keep making great content? All right. And then lastly, a couple more messages here. Communication is key. And the end of a tough cycle approaches. So yeah, the end of a tough cycle approaching. You know, I get this sense, especially with this apathy card here, this Four of Cups card here, that this cycle, that this moment that you're in, it's coming to an end. It's not going to last for 6 months. It's coming to an end. And the way in which that comes to an end is going to really give you a sense of compassion for yourself and for your work. But you have to do it. You have to embrace it. You have to take the first step, even if it doesn't feel like a first step, right? Even if you don't see the benefit of it, I am pleading you to take the first step. And communication is key. So being able to articulate with yourself and with others what you want and what you need is really pivotal in your success. So over the next 6 months, think about, are you asking people for help when you need it? Are you asking for space when you need it? Are you asking for guidance and feedback when you need it? Do you need someone to look at your story? Do you need someone to help teach you something? Do you need money to support yourself? Is the stress of not working right now, is that actually contributing to your slump creatively, right? You know, I work in a business where people get fired all the time. Creative projects end all the time. You lose contracts or editors or managers all the time. And so that communication, that like buildup of saying like, hey, I lost something, but I don't have to stay in this funk forever. I can go out and I can say, hey, I need a new manager. Hey, I need a new editor. Hey, I need to work on a new project. You know, ask for what you need, but you have to explore it. You have to give yourself time and space to figure out what it is you need before you can communicate it with others. So that's the energy that I have for you, Group 3, over the next 6 months. I would say there's definitely a sense that there's a creative project lurking for you, but a lot of this here is like you having the courage to ask for what you want and to approach this project over the next 6 months with compassion for yourself and those around you. And don't let a past issue with, you know, maybe another creative person, maybe a family member who hasn't been as supportive, don't let that keep you from making progress, right? So find some self-care practices, find some journaling practices, find some ways for you to process and heal those emotional wounds so that they're not continuing to sabotage you and derail you from the creative work that you were meant to do. I hope this was helpful. Hit me up in the comments below if you have questions or thoughts, or if this resonated with you. As always, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And that's all I got. So bye.